Okay, record. Okay, it's September! Oh my gosh. I'm like freaking out that it's September. I don't know. I just like can't believe it. But like I said, I'm super excited for this call. Today, actually, this entire past week since we got back from our like mini moon, I've been going through really goal setting, reconstructed my why, just based on like where I am in life right now, because it kind of like transforms as your life transforms. And I haven't done that in a very long time. It's just so different now than the one that I had before. And it really like fits me and brought the fire back. Finished some goal setting today, and I'm just so excited to kind of bring this to you, be real, be raw. Hopefully people will watch the recording, and if not, it's on them. So I appreciate you guys being on live. But so we are talking about setting goals and kind of like the realistic works that goes into them. Try a little bit. Okay. There really is like a really high number of coaches who come in really, really excited and are like so ready to dive in and work the business and then quit or give up. And if you haven't had it happen to you yet, you absolutely will. And it does suck. I'm not just like going to write it off because it does suck. I've had a lot of people who one, was really excited for them to build their business, and two, started to build like a genuine friendship with. And then all of a sudden they like are like, oh, this is too hard. I'm gonna like quit. And to me, it's so fun building friendships with people who are like hustling and grinding and building a business together. Like that has brought me so much joy and something that I never knew that I was capable of like building a business. And so doing that with other people who are like me and I've become friends with has just been like a mind-blowing thing that I didn't think would ever like happen or whatever. But like they come in and they quit, and I really think that the reason for that is because they say they're willing to put in the work and are ready to it, and they know the hustle and grind that's going to go into it. But then once they start to do it, they really realize like how much work there actually has to be done. And there is, and I don't want to sugarcoat it. And I think a lot of coaches too come in thinking it's not as hard as what it actually is. And like the work that we do is simple, but it does take hard work and time, really, I think is like the big one. And sometimes people say things that like bring us down and stuff, and that's really hard too. So that's the hard work. But so really on tonight's call, I want to help you like think about and set goals for you, like what your goals are, what you want to accomplish, and then kind of break down the work that needs to go into it in order to get there, and kind of like where you should focus your time with where you're at right now and as you grow, and what your goals are. So like no matter what your goals are, regardless of like how big or small, if you have any goal to grow this business, you need to be checking off every box on the business activity tracker. And how much time you spend in each area really is dependent on your goals. So I know this gets talked about so much and it's so annoying, but it really is. Like if you're not checking off every box, and I know I've said this a million times, your business is not going to grow. And I'm not going to stop saying it because I don't want you to think otherwise, that like you could just skip things and everything is okay. Like this was created for a reason. Top coaches use it because it works. And these are the things that if you do these things, you're going to grow a business. It doesn't say like there's no guaranteed time and how long or whatever. But consistency over time is what is going to do it by doing everything on the tracker. And so, committing to a fitness program and not just like bouncing around, making progress on your health journey is an absolute must, and is really the very first thing you should focus on, whether you're a new coach or if you've like taken a step back. Like that really is the number one thing. And then sharing your journey, engaging in a minimum of 15 minutes a day of personal development, because if you're not growing, then neither is your business. And I can attest to this. It's so true. Whenever I take a step back from personal development, my business also takes a step back. Okay. growing your network about 5 to 10 minutes a day by adding people on Facebook, following people, engaging and starting conversations with people to build connections, about like 10 to 15 minutes a day, inviting people and following up with people that have shown interest and all of that stuff. Like all these things on here, like if you have like the bare minimum goals and don't really have a time limit of what you want to achieve and when you want to achieve them, you still have to do everything on the list if you want to grow at all, right? And really the bare minimum in order to move forward in your business is really 1.5 to 2 hours a day. However, that time is broken up. But I know I've heard so many people say like, oh, you can do this in 1 hour a day. And you can do these things in 1 hour a day. But if you really break it down, 1.5 to 2 hours is what you really need to give yourself. So, if you don't really know what your goals are, but you know that you want to build your coaching business and don't have a time limit, here's roughly what you should probably be doing in the time spent in each of these kind of categories. So one, like I said, and I know a lot of this is repetitive, but fully commit to a program, work out daily, drink Shakeology, engage in 15 minutes of personal development. That stuff I didn't put really a time limit on it, except for personal development, 15 minutes minimum. For me, I listened to a chapter, excuse me, I listened to a chapter. And if it's less than 15 minutes, then I'll listen to another chapter. Some days I listen to personal development for 2 hours, depending on how I'm feeling and what I need and like how invested I am in the book and if I really like it. Other days it is just 15 minutes, depending on what else is going on, but it's a bare minimum of 15 minutes. And again, just to reiterate, if you're somebody who is like, you want to grow, but you're in no hurry to really grow it, you just know that this is what you want to do regardless. Everything that I'm listing off right now is what you should kind of take note on and really commit to doing. And follow 50 new people on Instagram, 50, or add 20 people on Facebook. 5 to 10 minutes, 10 minutes maximum doing this. This isn't something that should take you a crazy long time. Maybe in the beginning when you're first starting to follow people and you're first starting to add people, it'll take you a little longer. And once you get in the groove, 5-10 minutes maximum doing this. But again, something that you should do every single day. And so many people, and like some of you included, are like, I've gone through all my people so many times and I keep bringing up, like inviting the same people. Then you need to, are you doing this every day? Are you following new people every single day? Are you adding new people on Facebook every single day? Like, are you disregarding Facebook? Because if you are, you should also be on Facebook. Okay. And then engage with people's posts and respond to comments on your posts. So engaged with people's posts, scrolling your news feed intentionally, liking and commenting on stuff, leaving genuine comments, and just building a connection in that way. Same thing on Instagram, watching people's stories and replying to their stories if you have something to comment on that's genuine and not just like cute dress. If you really hate the dress, that's really not genuine. About 10 minutes of doing this, and then always replying to comments on your posts as well. It helps build your engagement. Invite a minimum of 15 new people every single day to join you on your fitness journey. And for me, if I've invited somebody and I come back to them however much time later and they did not respond, I would invite them again and I would count that as a new invite, just to kind of clarify that. But 15 people a day receiving an invitation from you to either join you on your fitness journey or to join your coaching team. In that 15, maybe 20 minutes, if you have a system. So whether it's going through your Facebook friends list, each letter in your Facebook friends list, or going through a letter in your Instagram followers list, or going through people who liked your post, having some sort of system of, okay, where am I going to pull people from to invite them to? And I hope that, like, if any of this is confusing to you, or if you're watching the recording, you're kind of taking notes and you're going to figure out, okay, where am I going to pull people from to invite them to join me? Okay, there are so many places. And of course, more people are going to come from you adding new people on Facebook and following new people on Instagram and just engaging with people on their posts the way that you want them to engage on yours. And then following up with 15 to 20 people a day that you've previously invited. Whether, for me, 2 days after I invite a list of people, I'll come back to that list and follow up with them, because most people don't respond. And I'll just say something as simple as, hey, just checking to see if you got my last message. I know what it's like to see something and then totally forget. Or if somebody did show interest, having a way that you mark down that, okay, this person's interested, whether you circle them on paper or you have a drive, something online that you're tracking people with that you can go back and follow up with, because a lot of times they'll stop responding, and kind of same thing, like, hey, I know you seem super interested, but I didn't hear back from you, so just wanted to check in. Have you given this any more thought? So following up with people, 15 to 20, and you have to put a number on it, because it really is a numbers game. Again, I'm just not sugarcoating anything in that. About 20 minutes of following up. Next, write up and post a post. So I know there are some coaches who every Sunday they'll like bulk write content. They'll spend like an hour writing up posts to post throughout the week. Or for me, I do it, I block out a time every single day to write out a post, whether it's coming from my like tracking, or excuse me, like treating, losing my words. So with writing posts, I think this trips a lot of people up and we talk about it a lot, but really treating your social media as a journal of your life. So posts that I write up and most people write up comes from things like progress and setbacks on your fitness journey, telling a story about the progress you're making or a setback that you've had and how you're going to come back from it. Takeaways from personal development. 90% of my posts are usually some takeaway from personal development, and like what I took out of it, whether it's a quote or a paragraph and something that I heard or listened to or read in a chapter that like really stuck with me and how it made me feel, and just like an aha moment kind of thing. New friendships that are made through coaching is like something to talk about coaching, because I think it's important to talk about that you are a coach and you have something to offer people. Financial gains is really huge, even if it's just like you're able to pay for groceries, you're able to put gas in your car, you're able to pay for your cell phone bill. Like it doesn't have to be something like I paid my mortgage today from my one, like it doesn't have to be huge. For some people, like little things like help with groceries is so huge and we discredit that sometimes. So talking about financial gains, tell stories about family activities. It is so true that facts tell, but stories sell. If you can tell a story and get better and better at just writing as you are telling your best friend a story, those are going to go over so much better. But those are just some examples of things to post about, but really posting every single day, because you're running your business on social media. You need your face to be out there, right? Like people pay millions of dollars to put a commercial on during the Super Bowl because they need to get out there to sell more product. You need to get your face out on your social media so that you can connect with people more, and you're always kind of like planting that seed in people's minds. The more they see it, it takes people 7 to 12 times of seeing something typically before they will ever invest in something. If you're not posting, you're not showing up, you're not like in their face, like right, you have to be posting every single day. 10 minutes tops to write a post, and then taking an eye-catching photo to appeal, that goes along with what you're saying, and also to appeal to your friends and followers, right? Like think about being truly who you are and not trying to be like Melanie Mitchell or Ashley Molstad, or like Ashley Molstad says the F-bomb and she's funny and she's successful, so I'm going to say the F-bomb and I'm going to try and be funny even though that's not really who I am, right? Like be true to who you are, because that's how you're going to connect with and bring on more people. And then planning a challenge group and posting in there every day throughout the course of your challenge group, checking in on current and previous customers about 10 minutes tops, right? So those are the things that you should be doing, like bare minimum, if you plain and simple just want to build a business regardless of whatever. And that's going to take you about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then taking into consideration responding to people who are interested and having those conversations, which is a part that's not on here and is why you cannot only spend an hour, because you do have to respond to them. Like, you can't just send an invite, people are interested, and then not say anything, because then, they don't have any information. How are they supposed to know things? So on top of this is planning out that time, because another thing that I think so many people quit is because, they are realizing how much work actually goes into it. And then they're like, well, I'm spending so much time away from my family. You really have to map out, like, what is it that you want? Is it something that you actually want? Like, for me, I really had an aha moment after the wedding. I kind of, have, like, the whole year has been kind of like a blur. Like, I haven't been hustling the way that I did leading up to this year. At the beginning of the year, I set goals. And if you read my post earlier today, it's 100% true. I set goals at the beginning of the year, but I was so not excited for them. I didn't want to hustle. I didn't want to grind. I didn't want to, like, read my why every single day. And I just wasn't excited. And, like, everyone's excited at the beginning of the year, right? Like, people are excited to lose weight. People are excited to, whatever their goals are, read so many books this year. Like, people just get excited. And I just wasn't excited. Even though I wasn't excited, I still set goals, and I did this workshop and everything. And I created a vision board and all the things. But even like doing that, I just was like, I'm not excited. I don't feel like to hustle and grind like you typically would. And after the wedding, I was, like, taking pictures, and I decided to go through this vision board course that Lindsay Matway put on at the beginning of the year, and it was totally free. I'll see if it's still available if anyone did not go through it. But I decided to go through that. And I was just sitting here watching it. And this, I feel like, is so cheesy, but so true. And one of the questions that I was doing on this sheet, handwritten, I wrote all my answers and everything. What do you value most in your life right now? And I try to be, like, so honest, not just like, I really value time with Blair. I really value, that Tyler loves me. And, like, I do value those things, but, like, that's not what I really value. Like, for me, some people that is, but that's not what I, like, really value. What I really value is that I was able to sit here and go through the vision board course because I am my own boss, because of this company. If I wasn't coaching, if I didn't do the grind and the hustle, I wouldn't be able to do those things because I wouldn't be making an income. It takes grind, it takes hustle, it takes being clear on what it is that you want and having something that excites you. Because if you're not excited, I'm talking from experience, you're not going to do the work, and then you're time and time again going to be disappointed by your paychecks every week. Like, I mean, I was still getting decent paychecks, what I would consider a full-time income, for the first, like, half of the year, because I had built the team, but I was kind of, like, stagnant. I wasn't growing at the rate that I, like, hoped that I would by this time. And so going through this and, like, taking pictures the other day, I was just like, I was able to do that, like, every day. I'm able to take off the middle of the day. Like, leading up to my wedding, I was able to make a dentist appointment at 11 a.m. and not have to call into work. I was able to watch people's stories on Instagram because there are certain people that I just like to creep on their lives, like bloggers and, like, bachelor people and stuff. I just creep on their lives. And I was able to just, like, take a break and do that. And I was able to take Blair to the park. And honestly, like, I don't love her 3-year-old age right now, but still, like, I was able to do those things, and I'm present in her life, and I drop her off and I pick her up from school. And I can be here and work on my own time. And I value that so freaking much. I cannot imagine going back to a full-time job. I can't. I have friends that are nurses. I have friends that work as a paralegal. I have friends that work as a parole officer. Like, I have friends, and, like, I have engineer friends, like, all of them have something to complain about. They're always like, oh, I wish I could stay in town for a little bit longer. I have to be up tomorrow at 6 to get back into work, or, oh, I can't come to this thing because I don't have any more vacation time, or, whatever it is. And nurses working, like a lot of them work 4 12-hour shifts. And I can't imagine, right? Like what I can imagine is making my own hours, sticking to them, being able to take off for the middle of the day when I want to, being able to go on vacations and travel, because I freaking love traveling. I didn't know how much I loved traveling until I was able to, because I was not able to growing up. We did not have the money. And in college, I traveled once, maybe twice, and I had to save up like hard to be able to go on any spring break things or whatever. Like I was broke AF during college. We did not have money, and I was not able to travel a lot. So I didn't know how much I loved it until I was able to. I freaking love traveling. I love it so freaking much, like more than sex. I love to travel so freaking much. I'm going on a tangent because I'm going to start crying because I just love it. Like, it's so much fun. And we went to Door County. We spent probably $2,000, and I didn't give a damn because I was able to. Previously, I never would have been able to. I would have had to work so many freaking hours in retail to be able to do what I did and still come back to a full-time paycheck, you know what I mean? And it's because of the hustle and grind that I did, because of the sacrifices that I made, the late nights, the waking up early, and the hours that I spent inviting people and getting serious on my own health and fitness journey and really getting clear on what it is that I want. And last year around this time, I was so clear and I was so excited. And then I started to get comfortable and confident, or just like content in where I was, that I didn't reconstruct my why. And reconstructing my why and realizing again, like I've had like a pretty good go, but there is so much more to be had. There is so much more that I can provide for my family because of this, that if not this, nothing else will. This is such an incredible opportunity, and I am willing to give up some Netflix time. I'm willing to give up some time with Tyler and all of that to be able to do this. However, I also want more time with them. So while I was doing all of this stuff, and I was creating goals, so I got really clear on like what my dreams are. If time and resources were no longer in scarce supply, how would you spend your time? What dreams would you go after? Who would you spend your time with? Why? What would you be doing? Would you travel? If so, where to and why? How would you live your day-to-day life differently? How would your most courageous self show up to life differently? I answer these questions in so much depth, and I freaking dreamed big. Like, I'm telling you, freaking huge. I did not hold back on dreams when I was writing this, and I got so freaking excited from it. And so going through this and then writing out actual goals, I have 8 goals here. I included time with Tyler and Blair and date nights. And one of my goals is to go on bi-weekly date nights with Tyler, just the 2 of us without Blair, and just not caring about money, right? And to do that, one, that's time with Tyler, right? Like, so I'm like scheduling in and setting a goal to spend more time with Tyler. So it doesn't have to take every second away from your family, right? Like, I want you to include your family in it. I want you to plan time with your family, know that they're still there and they're still important. So when I say this, I know a lot of people, it's like, oh, I'm spending too much time away from my family. And you do have to like plan time with your family. They are important. I don't want you to all of a sudden just be like, well, I have to build this business. I can't do shit with my family. No, it's not like that, right? So I have goals on here that include Tyler. I want to spend a weekend in the Dells getting the most expensive room come January with me, Tyler, and Blair. So I'm like planning goals for my family, but it's going to take work to be able to get the most expensive room in the Dells for an entire weekend, right? So I went through and I made some thorough goals, and I thought about, okay, what is it? What am I earning right now? What activities am I doing right now? How much time am I spending right now? how much more do I have to do to get there? What is that going to look like? What time do I need to wake up in the morning? What do I need to do before Blair wakes up? I'm going to spend at least bare minimum 30 minutes every single day with Blair with no phone. And for some people, it's like only 30 minutes. Well, throughout the day, I'm like playing with her and talking with her and stuff, but like just 30 minutes at a time every single day, uninterrupted. And for me, I'm okay with that. For some people, they're not, and that's okay, but that's my personal thing, is if I can just get 30 minutes a day uninterrupted with no phone, and then throughout the day, of course, I'm interacting with her. We go to the park sometimes and we talk and whatever. And then I also set like an income goal of, by December, how much I want to be making each month. What am I making right now? What do I need to do to get there? What does that look like weekly? What do I need to be earning weekly so I can break it down a little more? It's measurable. It's attainable. I think that's really important when setting goals, of not just being like, well, I'm making $200 a week. I want to make $1,000 a week in 2 months. I think that is possible, but then like, do you have the time, and are you willing to put in that much more work? Because that's not 10 times, that's 20 times more work, right? So make sure it's attainable with setting goals. But then kind of getting back to, so hour and a half to 2 hours of like doing the bare minimum. And if your goals aren't the same as mine, that's okay. They don't have to be, but really think about what are your goals and what do you want out of this? And if you just want to, slow and steady grow this business, then an hour and a half to 2 hours, but you really have to do that. Whether it's broken up throughout the day, you do an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening, or, you do a little bit throughout the day and then you spend the rest of the night following up and answering messages back to you or whatever. And then this is a really, really big one. As you start to build a team, and over time bring on working coaches, because you'll bring on a lot of coaches, but not all of them will actually want to work the business. So as you start to build your team and bring on working coaches, like people that have a genuine interest in building their business alongside you, then and only then should you spend time, calculate in more time to start mentoring your team. So right now, when you bring on new coaches, before you really see growth beyond diamond, like I want you to get to diamond and beyond diamond first, your main focus should still be on your business and continuing to bring on new customers and building your team. When you bring on new coaches though, have a call with them. Like, this is still mentoring them. Have a call with them. It can just be a phone call, or you can set up a Zoom call within 48 hours. This is so important to help curate. First of all, help them pick a program, because obviously that's the most important thing. Help them curate their why they want to build a business, and really help them dream big, like tell stories of other coaches so they can see what's possible. Have them start personal development, because that's not something that they need to be taught, right? Just help recommend a book or something, or podcast. Give them a goal to help 3 to 5 people sign up with them with the exact same package that they signed up with. So don't overcomplicate it. Just have 3 to 5 people sign up with you using the same package that you signed up with. Help them use ShareCart to sign people up, and then get them into our team page where they can then learn more through the coach mentorship and team calls and such, right? So just an initial call. Stay in contact with them, answer their questions, because it's hard and it's a lot to know at first. Tag them in team call stuff, or like videos you can send them or whatever. Like, that's still mentoring them, but focus on your business. And then once you start to build beyond diamond, then start to calculate in time for mentoring your team. Now, if you do have massive goals, like whether it's paying off debt, quitting your job, lessening hours at work, and then quitting your job, it really is so important to realize how much more work you need to do behind the scenes. And again, I'm telling you all this because I don't want to sugarcoat it. And I want to help you reach your goals, but you need to figure out, like, first of all, you need to know what the bare minimum is if you're going to reach your goals at all. But then like really going above and beyond and reaching those bigger goals. So to give you a few examples, Bonnie Engel, I know a lot of you know who she is. She grew her business fast because she was working 80 hours a week on her coaching business, 80 hours a week. She also had 3 other jobs when she first started. So I remember watching a training video where she said that she like taught gymnastics, or she was a trainer or something, and she would go to the bathroom throughout the day, and she would invite people and respond to messages and do that kind of stuff. Like, she was hungry for success, and she knew it was possible, and she was not letting anything get in her way. She was working her coaching business 80 hours a week. Ashley Molstad, top coach right now. I know a lot of you know who she is. She was working her business 12 plus hours a day when she really started to see a breakthrough in her business. 12 hours a day, right? So if you think that you're not seeing growth in your business, ask yourself, how much time are you working your business? She sacrificed time with her family, and she eventually was able to hire an assistant because she needed help. Like, she didn't just want it, she needed the help because she was seeing so much growth and so many people responding to her. And in case there are any moms, on here watching the recording or whatever, and you're like, okay, well, they didn't have like more than one kid or whatever when they were doing this. Autumn Chetak, her husband plays baseball, and she has 4 school-age kids. And just last year is when she really found her groove and made a breakthrough in her business. She hit elite, and she now earns 6 figures. And she built her business and really saw that breakthrough while her husband was away for baseball, and she was pretty much single mom in it and shuttling her kids to sporting events and all of that. And she now earns 6 figures, right? So she didn't have a lot of time. So you cannot use time as an excuse. It's how bad you want it. Are you willing to sacrifice time now later so that you can have more time, do more things later on? It's things like waking up earlier, staying up later, having conversations with your significant other to share your vision with them, sacrificing time now so that you really do get more later. It really is so worth it, but you have to know, what do you want? What are your goals? What is the time that needs to go into it, right? Break down your goals. Do you have income goals? Do you have goals to be able to take vacations with your significant other 1 or 2 times a year, or with your family, or whatever it is, or quitting your job, or whatever it is? But whatever you do when you set your goals, I want you to put like a timeline on it. Like, maybe you just want to save up $3,000. Maybe that's your goal. You want to save up $3,000 within the next however many months. That's a fine goal too, but realize how much time it is that you need to put into it. So for me, and I'm kind of like still figuring out what my day is going to look like now that I have this like new fire in my belly, and I'm like more excited than I've been this entire year right now. Like, and I believe in myself, and everything is just like, I'm on fire. You can give me the meanest message back, and it will not like kill my feelings right now. Like, I'm just so excited. But so obviously I'm continuing to do Morning Meltdown 100, sharing that every single day. Inviting 30 people every single day, following up with everyone that needs to be followed up with, adding and following 100 to 150 people a day, because you need to keep bringing more people, and that obviously takes more time. And also with that, I do like 50 people at a time, and then a couple hours later I'll do 50 more, and then a couple hours later I'll do 50 more, adding about 50 people to Facebook every single day because I'm trying to work on both. Responding to people, spending more time liking and commenting and trying to build connections with people on there, making sure that I'm showing up in my stories every day, nothing crazy, just documenting my day. Well, just literally just documenting my day. I'm bounced around from personal development books until I found one that really stuck with me. And so I'm doing personal development, and it's a book that really resonates with me, that I like, that keeps the belly in my fire, all of that. Checking in on my previous and current customers, and mentoring you guys, my team, my personally sponsored coaches I spend the most time with, because you have to, eventually try to help duplicate what you're doing. So that's how you build a bigger business. So for me, I wake up and I do my workout early in the morning so that I have time before Blair wakes up. So 4 a.m., I wake up sometime between 4:30 and 4:45. I push play depending on how tired I am. And then I do personal development while I'm drinking my Energize in the morning. So it's, multitasking and it's not taking up too much time. And then I've been doing the vision board course after I work out. So before I even shower, so that I have more time to like kind of do work stuff before Blair wakes up. And then I'll do my follow-ups also right away in the morning. So I'm getting that stuff done right away in the morning, probably at least an hour to an hour and a half of work right away in the morning. And then another 2.5 hours while Blair is at school. So that's like 3.5 hours right there. And then after Blair gets home and Tyler's here, another 2 hours checking in on coaches, responding to messages, inviting if I haven't done that yet, engaging, all those things. So like really 5 hours a day is what I'm doing right now. And then if I need to, like after this, there's some more stuff that I want to get done. So I'm going to stay up late after Tyler and Blair go to bed to finish that stuff. Like I'm going to go hang out with them for a little bit. And then after they go to bed, I'm going to stay up and do a couple more things to make sure I finish it. So I have really big goals right now. I have financial goals for not just like my business and growth and all that stuff. I also have rank advancement goals for like building Tyler's account again and building my second business center. So things that like when you're setting goals, I want you to set goals of things that you can control. So when I set rank advancement goals, I set them based on getting Tyler's account back to Diamond and my second business center account back to Diamond, because those are things that I control. And income goal, that's something else that I can control because I'm like kind of basing it on like what my average volume is and how many people I need to bring on every single week to help get towards those income goals. And then also different things I can do to help mentor like new coaches coming in, and then like new things that I can bring on with you guys as well. So set goals. I'll see if I can find out if you're still able to get into that vision board course if you're interested, because it really helped me like break down my why again and really get clear on things that I wanted to. I will say that I took an entire week to do it and I really took time doing it, took it seriously, and it brought so much fire to my belly and I'm so excited. And the last thing that I kind of want to mention is, so I think from now on, we'll just do 2 team calls a month. So the second and the fourth Tuesday of every month. So the second Tuesday will be like a topic to train on. And then the fourth Tuesday, we'll just do a team live action hour, power hour, whatever. So hopefully like new coaches that come in, it's one for like if anyone didn't finish their stuff, that's a great time for you to finish what you haven't done yet. But then it's also a really great time for new coaches to come on and like learn how to work the business. We talk through it, and so I think that's kind of what we're going to do from now on. And then Janelle Summers, who is one of our like up lines, she does a call once a month. The next call for her was supposed to be last Thursday. It was rescheduled to this Thursday. Angie Lee is coming on and she has like a top podcast. I love her. She's amazing. And she's going to really be talking about dialing in on your niche, whatever, which is something that like you 100% have to do, because if you're talking to the wrong people, if you're trying to like market to the wrong people, you're never going to grow your business. So I'm so excited for that. I'm sure it'll be recorded, but again, that's this Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time. So it's a little bit of a later one, but this way, and then I will come on periodically and do live like training things in the team page as they come up, but probably things that can be like shortened and just like a live video or whatever. Yeah. Other than that, that is all I have. I hope that you're kind of excited. I hope like you have ideas flowing of what you want to accomplish and breaking down, like, do you actually want it? Are you actually willing to do the work, or are you comfortable with, knowing that if you do the bare minimum, it's only going to get you bare minimum goals? And that is okay. I'm not like discrediting that at all, because we all do have different goals. Oh, I'm going to take a quick Instagram pic because all of us fixing our hair. Wipe off my camera. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hopping on. Have a good night and hopefully see you on the call on Thursday.